This has to be the biggest pickup for the series so far. Starting with only a $20 bill, we currently have over 60 games back there on the wall. We've got $210 in the game fund, 4 Guitar Hero guitars, and a box filled with cord, controllers, and consoles. The first order of business is actually grabbing some games off the shelves to decide what we should sell. I ended up going through the collection back there on the wall, and I picked down some games that I would definitely be interested in selling. The first 3 games are all Super Nintendo games. First off, Claymates was worth about $20, then Super Punch-Out was worth almost $30, and last but not least, Killer Instinct was worth about $15. The last 2 games I grabbed from the shelf were Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS4 and the Xbox One. Now, I already have one for sale for the 360, but hopefully these sell with the holiday season coming up. Before we actually go game hunting, I want to talk about the 2 sales we've had so far this week. First off, we sold Far Cry 5 on the PlayStation 4 for $15 on Facebook Marketplace, and then we ended up selling that Xbox 360 racing wheel for $60 plus shipping on Facebook Marketplace as well. Enough about that. Let's go ahead and head out to the thrift stores and see what we can find. To start the week off, I figured let's go ahead and hit up the Goodwill store that I'm always going to that's right by my work. And wow, am I glad I did, because, well, I found another guitar. This is a Rock Band guitar. This is for the actual Wii itself, and I only paid $5 for it, which is really awesome because I should be able to get $25 to $35 for this, so I'm very stoked about that. Next, I ended up going to a Goodwill that's about 20 to 30 minutes away from my house, and the kind of an area I don't go very often just because of how far and out of the way it is. However, it ended up paying off pretty well. I saw a few games there, but I ended up picking only 2 up. And the first game I picked up was Guitar Hero Aerosmith. You guys know I'm always picking up Guitar Hero games, and another Guitar Hero game. Both of these games were $4 each, so subtract $8 from the game collection, and let's see if we can figure out what to do with some of the extra stuff we have back there on the shelf. I ended up creating a nice little bundle to end up selling. I grabbed some games off the shelf, and back behind me in that box, I grabbed a Wii and all the stuff for that. And so I'm pretty glad with how this turned out, and I hope that I can sell it for some good money. Included is a backwards compatible Wii, the sensor bar, AV cords, power cord, and a regular Wiimote, and 3 completely filler games. We've got Active Personal Trainer, 10-Minute Solution, and Your Shape with Jenny McCartney. Overall, I'm hoping that this bundle right here will get us about $60, and we'll get some of these games that we don't really need in the collection out of here. Speaking of getting things out of here, we sold 2 more things this week. We sold Super Mario All-Stars on the Wii for $30 on Facebook Marketplace, and we ended up selling that Switch Lite that was Coral on Mercari for $140. So now that we finally have some more money in the game fund, let's head back out and see if we can find something great. So I ended up heading into the pawn shop that's right next to the thrift store that I always go to, and I found some good stuff, but this might take a little bit to get the whole story out, so stick around to the very end of it. But first off, I ended up finding an Xbox original game, and that is Gun Griffin Allied Strike on the Xbox original. Now, they ended up throwing this game in for free with everything else I'm about to tell you, but I found this game, I looked it up, it goes for about $10 to $15 complete, so I had to grab it. Plus, to be honest, I didn't have this in my actual collection, so I'll probably end up buying this for myself. Whenever I went to buy the Xbox original game, I noticed there were a few Wii systems behind the counter, so I went ahead and asked how much they were. They had one for $25, one for $40, and one for $50, and I thought, I'll pick up the 25 and the 40, but I'll pass on the 50. And then they said, we will be right back. Then they went back into the back and grabbed 2 tubs of controllers and accessories, basically. And when they brought that out, the guy that has seen me there multiple times said, you want to check out that $50 one. It's got a ton of stuff. And so I was like, all right, cool. Well, can you get that one for me as well? And so he ended up going back in the back and coming back with all this stuff. Yes, he brought back a huge tub, so I ended up picking up the $25, the $40, and the $50 Wii. And when I say I was shocked by all the stuff that was in these bundles, I can't believe it. You'll have to see for yourself. So what I'm gonna do is move all this stuff back here off the ledge, put everything there, and then we'll talk about it. We ended up having 3 fake controllers, a total of 8 Nintendo controllers, 6 Wiimotes, a classic Wii controller, and a Wii Motion Plus adapter, an authentic Mario Kart wheel, and 2 zappers, and a few other random accessories, with a total of 14 games overall. But this is why I always check the game cases, because Mario Kart sadly wasn't in here. But at least we got Wii Sports, I guess. And of course, you don't want to forget the consoles. 2 of them have GameCube ports and are backwards compatible. The third one isn't. Overall, I am very happy about this pickup because those bundles were amazing. I cannot believe that there were 8 regular controllers, which if I sold those for $10 each, that's $80 right there. And I paid $125 for the whole thing. So hopefully I can kind of part this into bundles themselves to sell, and then I'll keep the games that I want and keep the controllers. That blue one looks amazing. And when I say the blue one, I mean the blue Wiimote. Now, I don't have this in the collection, so I'm probably gonna have to buy this for myself. After looking everything over, it looks like I'm gonna make about $200 to $250 from this $125, which is very good because we always love adding money to the game collection. What I'm thinking about doing is taking a Wii remote, a nunchuck, and putting it with the console. Now, I do have all the cords and cables down there in that tub still, so all the cords and cables that power it, whether it's the power cable, the sensor bar, or the AV cables, those are all included, so that's awesome. I'm going to try to get about $60 per bundle, which gives me about $180 plus all the games and all the extra controllers. I think we did pretty well. After we ended up selling a bunch of stuff, buying a bunch of stuff, we ended up with $317 in the game fund, which is totally awesome because we sold that Switch Lite and that Xbox 360 racing wheel. We really made some good money there. So I probably won't pick up a Switch Lite again unless it's under like $120. But we learned our lesson. We got our money back and then some. But that's perfectly okay. You live and you learn. You see what is good. You see what is bad. And unfortunately, I bought those before the Switch OLED came out. And then I tried to sell them kind of too late, I feel like, but that's okay. We still made money. We made at least $20 on both, so I'm very happy there. That about wraps up the $20 game collection for the week. Is there anything in the game collection you think I should keep or sell? Comment down below and let me know. Also, I want to know what you think of this series overall, so let me know in the comments down below. But with that being said, peace.